Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys just a couple of quick things that you can do on an Android phone. Keep in mind, I'm willing to do this for you if you don't want to take the time to learn. This is a Huawei Valiant, I want to say. I do believe this is the Valiant. I honestly don't remember because it's been so long since I've used this thing. Let me try and get a focus in here. I'm sorry about the focusing problems. I'm recording most of this video on a Kindle Fire HDX. I believe 8.9. Yeah, the 8.9 version. So, here this all looks like you would get it from the Metro store. Where the fuck, man? There we go. This looks like you would get it from the Metro store with the way that the boot up is. You see it's gonna take a minute because it's a really slow and really shitty phone. But here we go. It's pretty sure this is all stock still. So here we just have the standard Metro PCS crap. Anybody who actually has this phone knows that it does not scroll this smoothly when you get it. Normally it's like trying to go like that and it gets all jittery and shit. So first thing we're gonna do is just check the app drawer real quick for something. And my it's a mighty empty looking app drawer space. Now normally most of this is filled up with Metro PCS crap. There's normally a whole bunch of Metro PCS applications on here. Let me try and get that to focus in a little bit better. There you go. There's normally a whole slew of Metro PCS apps in here. I think the only one left on here is the My Extras. Now what that does, by removing those applications, I can go ahead, open this up, go into the settings, readjust my freaking camera. We're gonna come down to storage, and we're gonna check the storage. Total internal space is only 2 gigs. With the apps that I've taken out, I've freed up about 100 megabytes. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider the fact that applications are normally a few megabytes a piece. Let's clear the cache here. That's just going to clear all the caches out, maybe free up a little bit more space for no apparent reason. Yeah, 168, 28 megabytes freed. But when you look, we're talking big apps. Chrome, the Google Chrome browser is one of the most bloated browsers I've ever freaking seen. I think I left the stock browser on here. I might not have. No, it doesn't look like I did. Oh yeah, you see the stock browser right there? That's 260 kilobytes. That's all it is. 260 kilobytes. And it does essentially the same thing as this Chrome browser does, which I'm going to go ahead and click it. And you see I can go ahead and I can uninstall updates. Android system app. All updates will be uninstalled and will be replaced with the factory version. That's fine by me. I'm not hating on that. And it is still 57 freaking megabytes. That's a lot of space on a phone that only has, what, 821 megabytes free? You only got like 1.5 gigs of actual usable memory. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. Now as you see, you can't remove that through the regular system. You're normally locked out of that. But I've gone ahead and I've installed this thing. This is called SUPERUSER, or SUPERSU is the name of this app. Let me try and get it to balance out some colors here. There we go. It's just asking me if I want to stay up to date, and you can see I already have Android debugging, ES File Explorer, and Google Manager. Those apps already have SUPERUSER permission. Now what SUPERUSER is administrative access. You can change pretty much any file on the phone. It may not be the best idea because there are certain things you do want to keep. Chrome browser is not one of them. So I'm going to come in here. This is my favorite application for file management. ES File Explorer. We're going to click that. Make sure that we have root user access. You see it says root explorer. I'm gonna mount my system. Looks like everything's already mounted there. I know it's hard to see. Can't really do anything about that. It's the way that this camera works. You know, for an expensive tablet, this thing has a shit camera. Darn it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do all this while looking through the camera instead of through at the phone. I'm gonna come in here, and while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and try and get rid of that my extras bullcrap. We're gonna come in here. A lot of these files you do not want to delete, but I don't want Chrome browser. I'm gonna frickin' delete it. Now look, 2 files, 9.82 megabytes. Let me do something real quick. Oops, wrong button. Let me come back up in here. I'm gonna click on Google again. I'm gonna try and clear data. Okay. Now it's still showing 52.68 megabytes. No cache, no data. That shows you how much these applications actually come out to when all is said and done. Because you see, this is still saying only 9.82 megabytes. I'm gonna delete it. Deleted successfully. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna look for that pesky my extras crap. I wonder where that could be. As you can see, the screen is broken. Metro App Store. I don't want that either. Go away, Metro App Store. Okay. I'm just gonna delete the Metro App Store, which was not working anyway because I deleted the other files associated with it. I'm gonna come back. Oh, I know where it is. No, that's not it. Let's try vendor. Nope. Well, I don't feel like looking all through here trying to find the damn App Store again. But anyway, we've removed Google. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna restart this. And this is just an example of removing the, we call it bloatware in the Android community. The stuff that comes on your phone that you don't necessarily want on your phone. And while we're waiting for that to reboot, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reboot my computer. Shut down. Restart. Now, if you doubt any of my qualifications, you just saw that name TokenPoke, TokenPoke. You can go ahead and Google TokenPoke. That's me in the Android community. So, now we're back to the phone. Phone is fully booted. Let's see where that Chrome browser is. That Chrome browser is no longer here. There is no Chrome browser. Although regular browser comes up just fine. The Wi-Fi is a little bit slow right now. But as you see, that comes up just fine. I got 13 new messages. We're gonna come on in here, go to our settings, check our storage. Apps is all the way down to 258 megabytes from 300 and some change. We now have almost a complete gig free. And no bloated ass freaking Chrome browser. So that's a really basic thing, just coming in and removing all that shit. You can also do build prop mods, unlock the tether, which I will actually be showing you on my S3. But this phone has an extremely locked down system, very locked up. Bootloader is locked up, which means you can't really flash many custom ROMs to it. You can do customizations to the stock ROM, and that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and power this off. No, I don't want to restart. I'm going to power off. And we're going to shut that down. I'm going to shut my phone back down, or my computer back down too, because I'm an idiot and I wasn't paying attention. Samsung. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure this poor little guy is plugged in. He's going to be needing power for what we're putting him through. Now this is a Samsung SGS3, the dual-core version from Metro PCS. It has a dual-core 1.5 gig processor and like 2 gigs of RAM or something like that. Now the wonderful thing about this phone is a wonderful thing. I'm going to go ahead and power it on, and you'll notice something really crazy starts. Samsung. Whoa, that was a quick flash. Straight to this thing that says Ktoon says kernel. Now this is the 747 kernel. This lets me overclock my CPU from 1.5 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz. I don't recommend doing that for long periods of time. Or if you do, you should really make sure you have the right governors set, and I'll go over all that in a minute. Now, I said I was going to be doing part of the video on this phone. That will come in a second. So here we go. You'll notice this looks a little bit different from the normal SGS3. This is actually running a version of the ROM from T-Mobile, except I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. Oh, come on. Reply to XDA developers. This is all nice and dandy. Let me unlock it, because I can show you here anyway. Clear all that out. So, once again, we're just going to come in here. This is a T-Mobile based ROM, but as you can see, there is no T-Mobile stuff. You see that familiar SUPERUSER app. You'll also see the now familiar ES File Explorer right there. Wow, this thing's autofocus blows nuts. Don't worry, that won't last for too long. And I was talking about overclocking. We're gonna come in here. You see minimum, maximum here. I'm gonna jack this sucker up to 1998. There we go. Has been granted super user permissions. My phone is now overclocked, and as you can see, it's deciding whether or not to turn on or off one core at a time. We're going to go ahead and go back home. A great feature about this ROM, if you have an S3, then you know you have multi-window since the 4.3 update, I want to say. But you don't have this multi-window. This is a modified version of the multi-window. As you can see, I have a massive amount of applications that I can open through here. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open this as a full screen. Okay. Then I'm gonna grab my Facebook. I'll open my Facebook right there. Okay. So now I have my Facebook and YouTube open at the same time, just to prove that this works. I'm gonna go ahead and find a video. Let's watch some fails while we browse Facebook. That was a fail. That's a fail. So now you can see I can come through, I can look through my Facebook, I can check my notifications, I can watch YouTube at the same time. But what if I want to close this out? Say I want to check my Facebook and I want to check my Gmail. But a moment comes up. Whoops. My bad. But a moment comes up when I need a translator. Well, now I have Facebook here. I have translate here. Now there's going to be a couple little weirdnesses going on. You can move using that little button. You can move everything over. As you can see, I was on multi-window earlier. But right now I have my translator. The translator still works. Translate from Spanish. It says hello. You can check up here. Now I want to check my Gmail and my Google Plus at the same time. Now this isn't the most intuitive, having all of the apps, all 4 of the apps going at the same time, but it does work. You can see I have a couple Google Plus notifications up here. I don't know what this is. No idea who that person is. But I'm going to click an app now. I'm going to click the little X. Okay, and now I don't want Facebook anymore. I'm going to click the little X. Now, not only can you do that, but I want Facebook back, but I want it in its own floating window. That's pretty handy. Now I'll be able to carry on my messages. I can move this window wherever I need to. You see now it's stuck up here. And you can do that shit too. It makes it a lot easier when sharing pictures and whatnot. And close that out, close that out. Come back here. So that multi-window is pretty darn cool, huh? This ROM also comes with an audio booster, which is back here. Viper audio mod, the exposed installer, and you see I have YouTube ad away. Now I don't actually use the ad blocking feature, but what I do is, I'm just gonna pause this because you're probably not gonna like it. You see that little picture? Normally that little picture is up here taking up a corner of your screen, sometimes blocking text and whatnot. That AdAway app allows you to go ahead and get rid of that. Another crazy cool thing about this phone here, or this, sorry, not this phone, but this modification, this ROM, is my camera, which is force closing on me. I'm probably having an issue, which I'll show you why I'm having that issue later. Actually, I'll show you how to fix that issue real quick. Clear cache, clear data. Okay. Let's try it again. Ah, there we go. It seems to have worked. Yeah, we'll save everything to the SD card. Now you're not gonna get the actual quality of the video that I'm gonna be taking through this, but I do want to show you something pretty neat, or at least I think it's pretty neat. Right here we have this little camera button. We're gonna click that. We're gonna go into slow motion mode. I'm gonna take a quick video of my foot. Okay. And now we're gonna view that video. Apple made a big fuss over having slow-mo a little while back. So now we're gonna look at how that works. Now you can rewind this and check the speeds against for yourself, but this is 1/5 speed, so you saw how fast I was moving my foot. So you have fast motion camera, you have slow motion camera. Those are just a couple of really neat little things on this ROM. That's only possible, that and the multi-window. Those are only possible on this ROM. I also have the note gallery, which is pretty neat. And pretty much everything else. Now, here's the fun magic. You see that? Multi-boot? I'm going to click on multi-boot here. And it's going to ask me, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Select ROM to boot. I'm going to select internal. Now you just looked at my phone. You know I have not paused this video. Or, I mean, there's just because I said that there's going to be the one guy, I saw frame skip. No, you didn't. I have not paused this video. You'll be able to look at the time and compare the time for yourself. Now here's something weird. I now have a completely different startup screen. What the hell is this? I thought it was K-Tune says 747. Now it's saying something about an open source BAM project. This is weird. My background's all different. All sorts of stuff going on here. I'm just gonna unlock this. Okay. And this is where I will stop the video. Now, I hope you were paying attention, but I restarted this phone like a minute ago. So the times do add up. You can go ahead and check that for yourselves. Yes, I've had people say that, oh, you just reflashed the phone while you paused the video. No, I didn't. I'm gonna hold my power button. And I'm going to start screen recording. I am now screen recording, and you will get a double overlap of this audio in the final video. Okay, I'm going to turn off the Kindle and switch over to my Samsung.